have depression. I have anxiety. And I don't ever see it ending. I can't see there ever being a day in the future where I can say, like, to my friends, yeah, let's go on holiday together, yeah, let's go out clubbing, or...
I filmed that about 5-6 months ago, and fucking hell has my life changed. That was possibly the lowest point I've ever had, I've ever felt in my entire 21 years of existence, and I never want to go back there. This is a completely different tone to my usual videos. This is me talking about my mental health issues, anxiety and depression. That video I filmed, and then later that night I was planning on killing myself, which is always a fun subject. That would be my third plan or third attempt in my entire lifetime of committing suicide, and it was shit. Really shit. Really mega fucking shit. As I said, this was 5 months ago and a lot has changed. I am no longer that low. My anxiety is pretty much under control. There's still a couple of times where it will spike again, but at the moment, and for the last 2 months, I've had it completely under control. My anxiety was something that it was never gone. It was never completely out of my life. Like, there were times I didn't notice it, but then the second I'd make plans, I'd suddenly go, oh, fuck. The main thing that helped me with my anxiety was a book. I believe it was called Anxiety, Panic About Panic. I think the author's Joshua Fletcher. This is the book, £3.50 on Kindle or £8.99 for a paperback. No, I'm not. This isn't a plug or anything. Obviously, it's not. The author's name is Joshua Fletcher. He is a man. He also suffered from anxiety, panic attack, and he basically talks about how he got over it and helping the reader to come to terms with what's happening with them. And it's the best book I've ever read, which really doesn't mean a lot for me because I hate reading books, but I've read this book all the way through, cover to cover, blurb, all of it. Yeah, anyway, enough joke. I can't be serious for long enough until I start breaking into jokes, because that's just a way that I cope with everything. I never intended to show anyone this video. In fact, towards the beginning of the video, I say that I'm filming this because there's no one I feel comfortable talking to. The only person I feel comfortable talking to is myself and to a camera.
I need to talk to someone, and I can't find anyone that I'm comfortable talking to, so I guess the only thing I am comfortable talking to is a camera.
Which is shit, because no one should ever feel like that. But the sad reality is so many people do. All I really wanted to say in this video was, no matter how shit things get, no matter how low you feel, no matter how shit hits the fan and how you feel like your life is ending and it's not worth living anymore, things will get better eventually. By the way, this says millimeters because it's the only word that was an anagram of smile more with a T, because I found a T in my pocket for some reason. So, millimeters.
I mean, I had a job, let's be honest, I had a good job, and I was good at the job.
I worked in Top Man for just under 2 years, and I fucking loved it, and I was good at it. And then my mental health kicked in, and I started taking days off, I started becoming lazy, I didn't care about the job towards the end, and I quit in December 2016, and I was out of work until, God, I was out of work until mid-August this year. So that's 8 months, 8.5 months that I was out of work, and I got a job recently. I was a civil enforcement officer, basically a traffic warden in the city of Westminster, and that lasted a month, and I quit because I really, really didn't like it. I mean, I love the people there, I love the people I worked with, but it was just the job, it wasn't for me. And I quit, and I got a job a week ago. So when I was talking in the video saying, you know, I had all that time off and I was saying I don't think I'm ever going to get a job again, I've gone from that to having 2 jobs, one straight after the other. And at this current job I'm at, I'm really happy. I've only done 1 shift, but I fucking love it. It's fun. The people I work with, they're fun. The job is fun. I don't feel like my soul is being drained anymore. And that is a really important thing. You need to find something that you enjoy doing.
I mean, I'm seeing my group of friends tomorrow. I'm seeing Alex, Joe, Barry, Chloe, and I'm looking forward to it, but I'm dreading it at the same time because I know I'm just going to get an anxiety attack.
Yeah, that was my mindset. I'm sure there are millions and millions of people out there in the world that can relate to that mindset of, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna have an anxiety attack, so is there much point? And I even said, that's not the mindset I should be having, but I know it's gonna happen. And that is something that the book, going back to the book, that's helped me come out of that. It's helped me get over that. My phone's ringing. Now, I know that just because the book helped me doesn't mean it's necessarily going to help every single person out there, because every case of anxiety and depression, it's all completely different. There's no one case the same. It just doesn't happen. So I know that just because it's helped me, it's not necessarily going to help everyone else, but there are people out there that the book will help, and for £8.99 or £3.50 if you've got a Kindle, I don't see the harm in giving it a go. And there are hundreds of other self-help books. That's just one that I'm talking about because it's one that helped me, and it's the first one I tried. I mean, for some people, talking to a counsellor helps, talking to their friends help. For me, it was none of that. It was me having to read a book and learn the chemical side of it. So learning about how it's adrenaline being released in your body that's making your heart pump faster, and then hypersensitivity, which is making you notice your heart pumping faster, which then makes your brain think, hang on a sec, why is my heart pumping fast? Let me scan the rest of my body. Is there anything else wrong? Hang on, my head hurts a little bit. What if that's not just a headache? What if I'm dying? And that was my mindset. And that's what the book helped me understand, that one little thing can just spark it and lead to an avalanche of feelings. That was good. An avalanche of feelings, eh? Look at that. Look at me.
Nothing. When you think about it, I'm just another person on this earth that lives, breathes, and then dies eventually, and oh God.
You're important. Someone out there finds you the most important person in the world. Remember that. You're not nobody. No one is nobody. You are important. You are someone's reason for getting up in the morning. You're someone's reason for being happy in the morning. This was me 5 months ago. I'm not important. I'm going to be dead one day. So what? I used to joke to my friends. I used to say stuff. We were in an Uber once and we were sitting there and we were having a conversation, and then I said something and I went, yeah, well, we're all going to be dead one day, aren't we? Like, as a joke. It was funny. At first. Was it?
I'm single. I can't hold down a relationship because I'm just too lazy.
That is still true. I'm single. Hey.
My sense of humour, which is very sarcastic, it's like, it makes people feel uncomfortable, and I know that, but it's just the way I am, and there's nothing, I try to control it, but then it just sort of comes out.
That is still true. My sense of humour is being mean, expecting them to be mean back, and having that back and forth, but it doesn't work for everyone, that's true. It doesn't, and I need to think before I speak. God, Louis is having a revelation. Is that the right word? I think it is. Just revelation.
What's the point in carrying on? I mean, I am petrified of death. So petrified of death. But it feels like it's the only way out.
It did. For a long time it did. And I couldn't control that. For a long time. It felt like the only way out of this horrible existence I had was death. And I like to think of myself that people can talk to. I've always felt like that. Even when I was feeling like that, I felt like if someone felt suicidal, I'd want them to talk to me so that I can try and help them, because I like helping people. That's just me. Even if it meant putting my own feelings and mental health on hold so I could help someone else. It's just always been the way that I've tried to be. Knowing that when I was going through that, I didn't want to talk to anyone. It makes it hard to say to someone else, just talk to someone, try and speak it out, because I know from being there that's not something that you can do just like that. You can't just go, you know what, I feel really horrible, I want to kill myself, I'm going to talk to someone. But just try it. That's all I can say, because it can really fucking help. I'm not very good at this sort of talky sort of thing. I get very mumbled up. I forget what I started off at the sentence and end up looping around and saying things that don't make sense right now. So I guess the bottom line is talk to someone. No matter how shit you feel, just talk to someone.
I disappoint myself day in, day out. I sit on the sofa playing games, and then at the end of the day I go to bed and I think, what have I done today what have I achieved?
Mental health, it's a hard thing to talk about. Really hard things. Possibly one of the hardest things to talk about for anyone. Trying to either talk about your own feelings or trying to understand someone else's. But all I can say is, don't give up. You're not a nobody. Keep fighting through, and one day you will get over it and you'll be so happy that you kept fighting. Sorry this video hasn't been as happy and fun as my other videos, because you know they're fucking amazing. Quality content on Louis' channel. I'm always here to talk to. You can private message me on the YouTube channel. I think that's still a function. If you know me in person, you can message me on Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram or anything. Talk to me. I'll be happy to listen. Give any sort of advice I can. Don't be afraid. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you didn't. I will see you next time. Salut.